Hi, my name's Laura Batante. This is My Two Bits, and today I have this really cute little crab gift box, perfect for an under the sea party. And of course, you don't have to make this as a gift box. You could use the template, which is available right there in the video notes, and just cut out this section and the rest of it and make a cute little craft of a crab. But if you like the idea of having a little gift box to put some treats in, then absolutely follow along. I'm going to show you how we do it. Of course, as I mentioned, the template is in the video notes. You're also going to need some red cardstock. That's a 8.5 by 11 sheet. You can get the whole thing out of. You're going to need a little tiny bit of white, a little tiny bit of black, and then if you want to add the little accent, a darker shade of red, you could also color that with a felt pen if you so chose. You'll also need some ribbon to tie it up, a glue stick, scissors. The X-Acto knife is for scoring, and if you don't have that, you can use anything that's kind of sharp like a thumbtack. Also some paper clips to hold your template in place while you're cutting. You're going to need your ruler for scoring. And then I have two of these hole punches. This one I used to punch out the eyes, and this is the little one that I used to put the holes in the box. And if you don't have a little punch like this, you know, you could use a thumbtack and just kind of make the hole bigger. You only have to be able to get whatever you want to tie it up with through. So if you're going to use like embroidery floss or something, you don't need as big a hole. It's up to you. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is cut out the box, and then before you take it off of the template, you're going to want to score these fold lines. That's what gives you a nice crisp line when you go to fold cardstock. If you don't do it, there's a tendency to have lines go a little wiggly woggly on you. So go ahead and do this step, and then also we'll put the holes in while we still have it on the template. So just carry on like that. All right, so I have taken my template off, and we'll just put that aside for now. You can see I have everything done that needs to get done. And so the next step is actually going to be the eyes. So if you've cut out your white, and don't worry if they're not perfect circles, doesn't matter. The other thing is you could use googly eyes for this if you wanted to. So what I've done is I haven't given you a template for this piece that the eyes are going to stick to, because it really depends on how you ended up cutting out your eyes. Because we're cutting with scissors, we're not going to get perfect circles, so I didn't give you two templates. I'm just going to ask you to glue it down like this and then trim around. Now, you could make your eyes the same size. You could go a little bit bigger using the template. As always, I always encourage you to totally make this craft your own. And one of the fun things about this, if you were using it for a party, you could do a bunch of them, and you could make each one just a little bit different. So that would be fun. All right, so I'm just going to trim, leaving a little bit of room around. And this is really important to do this piece, so as soon as I finish this, I'll explain, because I'm not that great at explaining while I'm also cutting, because that just makes me do a messier job. I'll trim away at that again in just a jiff. But here, between the holes, there's ribbon, and so you need the eyes to sit on top of the ribbon, and so that is why I have them attached here. Also, it kind of makes it a little bit more crabby-like. I could have raised the eyes up. I, in fact, did do some sketches where the eyes were up on the little, I don't know, they're kind of little tentacly bits. Anyway, I decided this was easier and would make for a sturdier project. All right, not my best cutting, but it's going to get attached, so no one will really notice. All right, and then I used my hole punch. I thought I did, but I didn't, but I will. I used my hole punch to just cut out the eyeballs. And again, you can put this anywhere you like. You want to make them all like crazy or looking startled. You could certainly make one bigger than the other. You could use your other hole punch, the one that we used for putting holes in, and give him 2 different sized pupils. That would be fun. And anyway, so I'm going to pop those on. Whoops, there we go. Okay, now we have to go to our actual little guy here. You don't need to put the bends in yet. We're going to pick one side that's going to be the face, and then we're going to attach that. But first we have to cut our ribbon. And what I like to do before I try to get it through the hole is put a little point on it just to make it a little bit easier. So you need, I don't know, I mean, certainly a ruler's length would give you lots. We're not going to do anything beyond threading it through right now, like so, because we're going to glue the eyes on, and we definitely want to have this part in before we do that. So more glue, and they are sitting, the eyeballs sit up a little bit from here, so you don't have to put glue on the entire thing. And you can see right there the ribbon. So I want it down below the ribbon. There you go. And we'll just let that dry. And then we'll get the rest of our pieces on. I forgot that on the template, I included an eyelid so that you could give him kind of a hooded look. And you could do that on the top and on the bottom if you wanted. Your choice. I like to try to give a little bit of variety. And for the mouth, on this guy, this is what you get on the template. You get the little tongue and the mouth and the tooth. On this guy, I decided I would go with 2 teeth just to mix it up a little. And if you wanted to, you could easily just take a pen and draw a smile on. That would work too. So play around with a few different faces and see what you like. All right, so I'm just going to attach on my mouth and these little dots that I've made. Again, I think I mentioned already, you don't need to cut these out if that's a lot of work. Go ahead and color them on or leave them off completely. It's just a little detail. If you were making 10 of them, you might get tired of the detail, but if you're only making a couple, no big deal. All right, now we're going to do the limbs, which is the last little bit. And I've tried to keep mine separated. I recommend that. Although, you know, it's not going to be a giant crisis if you don't put your legs on in the same order. I mean, I think the bottom ones are pretty obvious because they have the biggest bend in them. And they're meant to get down to the ground here so that when he's sitting, they're basically kind of touching and helping him stand, I guess. And then these guys come on like so. All arms go up higher. And don't feel like you need to get it all even Steven either. Gives them character when things are not uniform. So a little bit of glue and tuck it in, and just be careful not to get the ribbon. Okay, just keep going on this, and when we get it all done, we'll fold it up. All right, so once you get all of the bits in the front done and you let it dry, then you give everything a fold and thread your ribbon or whatever you're using in order from the front to the back through the holes, and then you simply, whoops, oh dear, there we go. You simply pull on them both, and you would put your candy in or your treat or whatever it is you want to have in there, and then just tie it off. So like I said earlier, you totally could do this just as a fun craft with kids without the package. Just cut the shape out, or any shape you like, and you could use the rest of it for making a cute crab. Or if you're having a fun under the sea party, then this would make an awesome little gift treat box. And also you can you could put a name card right there in the crab's claws, and that would totally could sit at each place setting. So thanks very much for joining me today for today's craft. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I hope you would give me a like and also consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks very much.